Bomac tells tells Errol Spence that he should have got Terrence Crawford when he first moved up to 140. He's a legitimate 147 pounder aka welterweight right now. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. It says that Crawford is not a legitimate welterweight, and they should have clipped his wings earlier. I mean, we seen how that just worked out for Stephen Fulton. You know, he tried to stop an immovable object, before it became an unstoppable object. And Inoue came up, and sometimes you get those special small guys that move up. No matter what time you try to clip their wings, they just special and they good. And the thing about that, a lot of these dudes that move up in weight, they should naturally kind of be, you could tell where they naturally should have been at. Crawford looked like he was a natural welterweight. He just had the ability to squeeze down to, lightweight. You look at Oscar De La Hoya, he was squeezing down to what? Super featherweight, bro. But at welterweight, you probably seen one of the best versions of Oscar De La Hoya. Strong. So a lot of these dudes, man, they should be, you could tell, they were like, oh man, Inoue filled in pretty quickly. Probably because he probably should have been at that weight class. Same thing for Crawford. Yeah, he grew into 147, but he probably should have already had been at the weight class. Draining yourself down, but, and the thing about clipping Crawford wings a little bit earlier, coming to the weight class, Errol Spence would have been physically better. He wouldn't, I think that fight would have got him on track with his life. He knew he would have had to be focused with Terrence Crawford. And I just think they stopped stimulating Errol Spence. I think it was hard to get up, for certain fights like Brundu, and it was hard to get up for the Algiers. It was hard. I mean, did he really get up for Sean Porter? Really? I mean, I just think it wasn't no real challenges for Errol Spence. So Errol Spence just knew, I can bullshit out the ring. Inside the ring, I'm still too good for these guys. But the thing about creating habits, you know what I'm saying? Then you want to, hit that switch and live a clean fighter's lifestyle. All the accumulative damage then added up. That's why you gotta live a certain clean lifestyle in camp and out of camp. You ain't gotta be as perfect as you is in camp, out of camp, but you gotta live somewhat of a clean lifestyle. You can't be blowing up, and then you talking about inactivity. I'm fighting once a year, so what I'm doing outside of that? I'm really having a fat camp. So a lot about discipline. But had he got Terrence Crawford earlier, it would have been a better version of Errol Spence, a fresher version of Errol Spence. Now, could he still lost to Crawford? Possibly. Crawford would have been younger. So. But most people got that feeling that he should have went on and got him out of there. And the same people say the same thing about Keith Thurman. He should go ahead and get Errol Spence out of there before he get the tools and he get the experience to get him out of there. But everybody just so worried about the dollar figure amount. Keith said, Earl wasn't worth nothing then. Now he worth a whole lot of something now. I'm like, when you chase that money, man, when you make the money your purpose, or your end all be all, you blinded. You blinded to your real purpose. You blinded to what really matters. And even you blinded to, more money that you can make. When you just focus on getting this money right now, you ain't looking ahead at what you could make. You blinded. But do I necessarily agree with that? Yeah, I mean, Bud is a full-fledged welterweight, but also Bud is a few years older. But now he a welterweight. Now he done grew into the weight. Now he done trained his way into the weight. Now he done acclimated to the weight. You can tell he done really filled out strong. This is probably naturally where he should have been at the whole time. You know, this is probably naturally where he should have been at. So, I mean, you know, his destiny is destiny. You know, maybe it was Earl Smith's destiny, you know, to wait. Maybe it was Terrence Crawford's destiny to wait. I mean, obviously the money makes sense right now for them. But, you know, you want to be able to stop these problems before they become major problems. A lot of times we sit there and procrastinate when we could have made shit a lot less stress on ourselves. You know? And at the end of the day, yeah, he got a point. But that wasn't Al Heyman playing. If Al Heyman moved swiftly with Earl Spence would have had all the belts. Or somebody on his squad would have had all the belts, but he didn't. He let fighters duck. He let, you know, he put the wrong money up at the wrong time for the wrong fight. You know, and now you stuck with a fight that you didn't want to pay for. You didn't want to share the finances for. You know what I'm saying? You know, so when you could have just made Keith Thurman fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence could have spun the block and got that extra belt before Crawford even came along. You know, and Crawford looking like a full-fledged welterweight. But like I said, on the other side of the coin, he's older too. And you always wonder if fighters like Shane Mosley kind of aged overnight versus Floyd. After he landed them two big punches, in the second or third round versus Floyd, Floyd made him look. After he missed that opportunity, he looked real old. We done seen fighters turn old over rounds. And I wonder, do they be knowing in camp when they feel old, or they just get to the fight night and it's like, oh shit. Cause I know every fight that they fight, cause it's like waking up working out. Every time you go to train, you always don't feel your best. You don't. But when you get done training, for those days you don't feel like going in there, you feel a little down, might be a little bit sick, but there, you know, you go in there, you work out, do what you got to do. Afterwards, you feel a lot better. So you always fighting fatigue. You fighting something. I mean, I remember Chris Webber saying he dropped like 50, 60 points one game for Sacramento or something like that. He said he was having the worst day. He said wasn't shit going right. He got to the game and everything was falling. I'm pretty sure, you know, fighters got days like that. Got fights like that. Because you getting, you know, these dudes having fat camps, so really they in, you know, 10 to 12 week training camp. And if you in an 8-week training camp, it's a fat camp. So I know they feel a certain type of way going on fight night. No matter how relaxed, how many people you cut off, how secluded, how, you know, what you eating. You might be doing your favorite thing of all time. Come that fight night, you know, you might be groggy. You might not be ready to perform. But you got to fight some fatigue. You got to fight some rust. You got to fight some anxiety. You got to fight something. Pretty sure of it. But once that adrenaline get to picking up, you know, they only carry you so far though. But once that adrenaline wear off, then, you know, it's just like your instincts really kicking in, your fight mode kicking in. It's like, you know, playing basketball. Playing an organized football game. Once that ball tossed up, pause. It's like, man, let's get it. All that other shit don't matter no more. The little ache, the little pains you got, man, you working through all that. So, you know, should they clip his wings earlier? Would it matter if it's the 5th? We all be drunk. You know? You know, so, no, but the winner's going to be the winner. People going to have problems with the winner. People going to have excuses to be made on both sides. Like I said, and people going to say what they want to say and then do what they want to do. You know, we know what it's gonna be after the fight, regardless how it go. Boxing is the most subjective and controversial sport out there, but in my humble opinion, dude, you know, I'm one of them people that when I procrastinate something, I regret procrastinating. So, you know, I try to just go ahead and get it done. And people had money wouldn't have been there, the money would have been funny, this wouldn't have been right, but shit, at least you would have got the job done. At least you would have got it out the way. You know, they could sell it to y'all that the fight happened at the perfect time. That's their job. To sell a used car like it's brand new. And try to get you to pay sticker value for the car. But we all know this fight would have been better 2-3 years ago. Should have been better if Crawford would have moved up and fought Errol his first fight in the division. Let's be real. But it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop a video financially. You want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Appreciate the love, support. Check out the Boxing News playlist, the welterweight talk playlist as well too. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Don't forget, check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. Links in the link tree in the description. Appreciate that. And check out my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk as well too. Appreciate y'all. Peace.